and girls, here we are in Atlanta in extreme flight. Here is where all magic happened. You can see around boxes of the big planes and new stuff that's coming out. Here with me, we have Mr. Chris Hinson.
Hey, nice.
He's the man behind extreme flight and all these wonderful models that he creates. So this is a guy we all should be thankful. So,
and this is Daisy, man.
Yeah, and this is very important, Daisy. Okay, Chris, I would like to hear some stories how this company began and who inspired you to do all the designs and how it's developed.
Sure. You know, I grew up flying model airplanes and I've always had a deep interest in airplanes. My dad being an aviator, always been around planes. Any pictures of me when I'm a little kid, I've got an airplane in my hand of some kind. And that just grew through the years. Did a lot of flying with my grandfather, and here in my later teens and 20s I got into playing music, so I kind of got out of the hobby for a while. Then got back in, I guess, in my mid-20s and just really got the bug bad and got really involved and spent a lot of time flying and building airplanes, and also got into working in the hobby industry, working for a hobby distributor here in the United States, National Hobby Supply. I worked with them for about 4 years. And then took a job with Bubba Spivey over at Lanier RC. He had just acquired Carl Goldberg models at the time, so he worked on both product lines. And just had some ideas. You know, we'd been flying 3D in some IMAC competition and had some ideas on how to better airplanes. And they weren't always well received at Lanier. And I just thought setting out on my own and trying to do things the way I saw fit might be an interesting way to make a living and bring in some really interesting new airplanes. So put together a business plan and shopped it around to some investors and found a very willing investor and backed me up, and away we went in 2002.
It is pretty amazing to see the quality of the planes you have today. And one thing for me, it's quite frustrating and disappointing seeing all these people complaining about small wrinkle or very tiny pieces. Could you talk a little bit about how not everyone understands what it takes to design a plane? So can you tell some interesting stories from China?
Well, certainly. And of course we feel some frustration about similar issues from time to time. And I think the big difference is that we've made getting into the hobby and get into airplanes at this quality level very, very easy, and it's some people haven't developed the skill sets that we did, you know, building airplanes ourselves from boxes of sticks. You know, you learn techniques and learn how to overcome small obstacles very easily, but for folks that never built from a kit or tried to paint a cow, I mean, the finish of the Chinese guys get in our factory get on these cows is just absolutely stunning. If anybody's ever tried to paint a cow, they know what kind of heartache goes on in trying to achieve a finish like that, from, you know, multiple times wet sanding, coat after coat, taping off for the stripes and everything. It's just a really involved process, and to get a result like that takes a lot of effort.
Just for comparison, how much cost the average 40-person plane like 10 years ago when TOC was still alive? And
oh yeah, to get the top airplanes back then, of course you had to purchase a kit. They weren't available as an ARF. I remember when I was working on the road, I didn't have as much time to build. I would actually pay some of the top builders that built some of the Tournament of Champions airplanes to build airplanes for me as well. And I remember to get, I bought one of the Kike Aeroworks extras back, I guess, right after Kike started flying in the TOC, and had, I think, the same builder that was building the planes for Kike framed the airframe up, and I paid, in addition to the kit price, I believe it was $2,700 to have the airplane in the bones, where I still had to cover it, install my radio gear, and finish it out.
And
now,
for comparison, today the big boy 126
the big 125 inch
extra,
we're selling for $1,895, including carbon, you know, carbon gear, carbon stab tubes, wing tubes.
So, conclusion, boys and girls, please do yourself a favor, and if you see a wrinkle, don't cry about it in forum, just go and fix that. It's very easy. I was also building planes for my kids, and the level we get today, it's pretty amazing. So
it is amazing, and to see the ladies in the factory at China covering these airplanes with a large household iron with a t-shirt tied over it is absolutely stunning. I have no idea how they develop such skill with such, you know, archaic tools, but it's pretty amazing to watch what they can do.
I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so you have your line of airplanes is growing each year. You're adding new planes. I know you're working on one project which is secret, but we would like to show you one small piece of it.
And ladies and gentlemen, this airplane is not IMAC legal. Sorry. But here's the stab for it. I don't want to let out too much information, but this is one we're working on. Should have it flying soon. This is actually built around the new DA-60, and we expect to be receiving one of the first ones here in the next few weeks, and we'll get this thing up and flying and let everybody know a little more about it. But it's quite an elevator there. This is really going to be an exciting airplane. So.
And I can assure you, other surfaces are not smaller, so you pretty much will have foaming. But for the moment, please wait and don't send emails about it. It's still a fresh project. Okay, Chris, it was a pleasure.
Great to have you here tonight. We really enjoyed the stay here with you, and look forward to your next visit to the United States.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Vicky.